Hello, hello, hello. This is Trips Exposing the Matrix, and I'm Trip. In today's video, I'm going to be exposing the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, but I'm also going to be connecting a lot of dots, and I'm just going to jump right into it. This is a Google image search where I typed in Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, and it's brought me up all these images right here. This is a Kabbalistic cross, because a lot of the occult has to do with Kabbalah. And right here, you see like a little swastika right here. This is their some of their wardrobe, some of their uniforms, and I want to talk about why there's a swastika on here right here. Because I want to try to get it through to people that an entire war was fought over this occult bullshit that people are doing behind the scenes. Politicians, global elite, Satanists, all this shit is way bigger than the average person thinks. Now, you may have already heard before that the swastika was adopted by the Nazis and that they gave the swastika a bad name. And that's kind of true. The swastika has been used for a really long time, just like the Eye of Horus. I'm not going to say it's a good symbol because it's been used in the occult and it's been used in witchcraft for years and years. And the Nazis just adopted it. And Hitler had a right hand man named Himmler who was super into the occult. Hitler himself was super into the occult. And I really want to talk about how people are distracted from this occult problem that we have. And people would rather blame the Democrats or the Republicans or blacks or men for the world's problems. And the fact is, things are so evil nowadays because of these occult practitioners. I don't know any other way to say it. The hip hop industry has been infiltrated by the occult and it has turned satanic. People are wondering what's up with all these devil worshipping rappers, and they're pushing the agenda of these occult practicing elites. And don't think that men are the only ones who rule these occult circles because they don't. In the Podesta emails, which no one's allowed to see except for CNN, Hillary Clinton can be seen talking about spirit cooking. And I'm not blaming women for everything. I'm just saying it's not all men. Aleister Crowley and Madame Blavatsky could arguably be called the father and the mother of modern day New Age, which is just Satanism packaged in a different form. Satan's a very clever individual. And if you're someone who doesn't believe in this ancient mystery religion, you just need to understand that they do. They 100% believe in that stuff. And I'm somebody who used to practice the occult, and I've done a 180 now, but I could explain to anybody how this stuff is possible and how this stuff works. And I even actually just saw some information about Tom Brady, where Tom Brady has credited his wife for part of his success, and his wife is a witch. Basically, he's told the entire world, "Hey, my wife, she's got all these crystals. Like I just do what she says nowadays. I just trust her. And I, award part of my success to her. I want people to understand that communicating with fallen angels is what these people are into. And take a look at this little kit right here. This is something used by the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. This right here is just a toolkit to communicate with fallen angels. There are no good spirits lurking around Earth waiting for you to ask for their help. There are only evil spirits lurking around Earth waiting to trick you. But these elite don't understand that. They know that they can ask fallen angels for temporary wealth here on Earth, and I say it's temporary because once you die, you're only going one of two places. So I think I've said everything and I've gotten everything off my chest that I wanted to talk about today. And I just want to leave you with some questions. I want you to ask yourself, knowing that the Nazis were so into the occult and so into communicating with fallen angels, and also understanding that many people will say that a lot of our technology today was given to us by Nazi scientists because a lot of Nazi scientists after the war were allowed to come to America because they were so good. Knowing that, now look at an average smartphone nowadays and ask yourself, do you really think a human being could think of that? Similar to how there's some rock music that you can play backwards and it has a message, and you say to yourself, there's no way a human being could have come up with that. I want you to ask yourself how much of the technology that we use nowadays was given to us by fallen angels. And I'm not saying you shouldn't use it. I think you should take advantage of technology. I just want you to ask yourself how much of the occult is a part of everyday life that you've never realized. How much occult sigil magic is in a news program or in your favorite show or in a commercial. There's a lot of instances in commercials where they try to control your subconscious, similar to like hypnosis and stuff like that. So with that being said, that's going to end the show for today. So, please like, please subscribe. I really appreciate all my subscribers, and God bless.
She's practicing witchcraft, and Tom Brady is allowing it to happen in his home.
Sir, has anybody ever asked whether you're absolutely insane?
Oh, you mentioned directly that there are deep spiritual ramifications.
I want an
for
answer
Brady.
to that question.
Okay, go ahead.
I want this man to defend his sanity.
insane?
Do you understand that you sound like an absolute crazy person right now, Mr. Wild?
No, I sound like a born-again Christian who loves Jesus Christ with all my heart. You have to understand the seriousness of witchcraft. Witches will be assigned to the lake of fire. When they die, they're going to spend eternity in the lake of fire with murderers, adulterers, liars. Witches are mentioned right there with murderers and adulterers and liars.
Right.
Okay? It is an eternal damnation in the lake of fire. You don't play games with witchcraft.
Father Time has no idea where Tom Brady lives. None.
And it is the magic number 6. Mike Jordan, the greatest athlete in history of American team sports, has 6 championships.
Touchdown, Patriots, as they tie Super Bowl 52.
Brady was the GOAT.
The luckiest play in the history of the Super Bowl.
Ring number 6.
So that's 6 Super Bowls with 6 game-winning drives. Who can do that? Only in Hollywood could you make that up.
6 rings equals GOAT.
Mike Jordan, the number 6 is a big deal.
If he gets his hands on all 6 stones.
And Gronkowski has it. Was he across the pylon? Yes, he was.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Any superstitions going into the game? Any special thing you carried into the game on Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game.
The cliff people. The what people? There's 4 letters. The 4 letters. The cliff.
I've heard people say he's going to fall off a cliff 5 years ago. Okay, in 2 more years he's going to fall off a cliff. Stop looking at the birth certificate all the time.
He's the oldest to do pretty much everything that he's done this year.
17 years ago, we were the largest underdogs in the history of the Super
Bowl. She just wills it so much. And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes. And I say all these mantras. And I stopped questioning her a long time ago. I did. I just shut up and listened. And at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks, and she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things, and by God, it worked. It was pretty good. And then in 2015, it was about early January, and she said, you know how much I love you? And I said, yeah. And she said, I just want to let you know this is not going to be your year. Oh. And of course, we lost. I said, what does 16 look like? And she said, 2016 is going to be your year. So it was early January this year, and I said, babe, asking, like, do we have a chance? And she said, yeah, but you're going to have to do a lot of work, and you're really going to have to listen to me. So, man, I listened to her. And right after the game, she said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine. She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
So you believe in witches. You believe there are witches in our presence, both good and bad, that are living with us right now. Is that fair to say?
Yes, there are witches, but they're all bad. There's no such thing as a good witch.
What leads you to think, Rick, that Giselle, Brady's wife, is a witch?
Well, Tom Brady said she's a witch.
You could see the smile on his face talking about his relationship with his wife and the impact. You took that to mean that she is somehow talking to demonic figures and is a witch?
Everything that Mr. Brady described his wife doing is paganism, it is witchcraft. What he described was witchcraft, and he said, my wife is a witch.
Right.
He said, his wife said, you married a witch. You married a good witch.
Yeah. So you think she meant that? You think she meant that seriously? Like she actually has power over his football career. He's winning Super Bowls because of his wife.
But he himself is attributing his success to witchcraft.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee.